Okay folks, we have this project right now. We're gonna be removing the plastic valve covers. As you know, or as you may know, they tend to be leaking just because of the warpage issue on these ones. So what I did, it was I request these aluminum valve covers. The packaging is very well, so if the carrier damaged the package anyway, you have this foam around them, and you can still having pretty good parts and avoiding any damage just in case of that. So that is a good thing. Let's start doing that. We are around 100 degrees right now, and we have plenty of lemonade over there. And let's start this project as well. Okay, let's start it. Also, we're gonna replace the lower intake manifold. As you know, they are done in plastic. We're gonna replace them on an aluminum one from the supplier, and let's start doing that as well. Okay, my friends, this is the evidence that we have that these valve covers are leaking everywhere. So that's why the reason we are trying to update these plastic ones with the aluminum ones. Okay. Let's start doing this swap. Okay folks, this is the valve cover. They have a pretty nice looking and finishing. The quality is great. The gaskets are pre-installed over there, so hopefully this is gonna be a quick upgrade for the car. Actually, the walls are pretty thick. They look pretty nice and pretty clean. Hopefully this gonna be a good upgrade for the car, especially here on the desert. As I may mention to you all guys, we need these kind of parts to have a better performance on our cars. The lower intake manifold here has a pretty good quality. The walls are very thick, pretty nice and decent, very clean. Okay, my friends, here we are. The lower intake manifold is over there. I'm gonna do an extra care. I'm gonna send all those injectors to a shop just to make sure they are working properly, and request them to do a clean it out for them. And I'm gonna just check that this aluminum oil cooler is working properly. I have replaced this oil cooler 10,000 miles ago, and seems that it's working pretty good. No leaking over there, no nothing. That's fine. So what I want to do is at the time I was replaced that hose as well, but I can give a 2 thumbs up on this. It's working nice in the middle of the desert. So I encourage that if you have problems with the plastic ones, so replace that one with this aluminum. If you want to see the eBay part number, the eBay item number, I mean, you can check that on the descriptions. So let's continue working on that. Okay, my friends, we are here. I have already disassembled all the injectors over there. They are pretty sure dirty, I mean, so I'm gonna send it out to a shop to get them clean it out and request an inspection just to make sure they are working properly. There's no making sense to install them on that aluminum intake manifold without a good inspection on them. So as well, you want to replace the O-rings. So get a kit for that, and it's a good thing that you can use silicone paste for that, just to make sure the O-ring gonna be protected, because gonna be working hard on that aluminum intake manifold. So all right, my friends, this is the plastic lower intake manifold, and it's gonna be for crap. At this time we are so far so good, and continue working on this. Okay, my friends, I have the valve covers already installed. They have pretty good looking over there on the car. Couple of things that I have to add as RTV silicone on that screw, because the O-ring was leaking, so I just want to be sure that ain't gonna be leaking, just because I don't have the O-ring to be replaced. PCB valve was cleaned up and reinstalled, as well the sensors. Don't forget to add some silicone where the block meets the front cover. That's important, guys. And I think we are so far so good with this. They have pretty good looking, and let's continue tomorrow for this. Today is very late, but we are on the road. Okay, my friends, the lower intake manifold is already installed, and it has right now pretty good looking, my friends. It's like back to the old school. That really has a good looking, my friends. All right, we are going to continue with that. It's very late, and we want to finish that as soon as possible. Hello, my friends, we are here on the project. We were changing the valve covers. The previous valve covers were metal plastics, and as you may know or notice in the previous videos, we have a lot of leaks everywhere. So they were looking dirty, with oily, you know. But we were upgrading to these mid-sun valve covers. They have a very good quality, a great looking, and they are ready to bolt on. Actually, we didn't have any issues installing them, just to disassemble everything and put it again with no major issues. The car was running already for about 30 minutes at idle speed, just to be checking everything is there, and we have been checking that there is no leaking. There is, so everything is so nice and clean. All right, I'll leave you the description of these parts down on the comments, and thanks for these guys from Mid-Sons to helping us running these cars for more time.